Hello, hello. It's me with another plastic project. Um, this should be kind of fun. I enjoy doing it anyway. It's it's made from a big sheet of plastic. This kind of came off of I think yeah, one of those salad containers that you get at the airport. Because at the airport it's kind of hard to get anything that's not in plastic. But anyway, we're gonna make a little sign for the dishwasher, for clean, dirty. And all you need basically is two of these, and I've already cut one. I've cut this square, as you can see, and two 5 by 5 inch. Well, for this one anyway, whatever size your plastic is would be different, but 5 by 5 inch squares, and then some decorations or embellishments, and pretty much your hole puncher. Or now I have this big old chomper. Now since I have this crocodile, it chops through the heavier plastic, and which is great for me. But if you just have a regular hole puncher, then you might need to use a lighter weight plastic. But since all weights of plastic come flowing into the house or that people can give you, either way, this should be fun. Okie doke. Before we get started on the one we're going to make, I'm going to show you, this was a practice one I made, and it's a lot smaller. And basically we're just going to put two pieces of plastic together and insert into them. Sorry, that light keeps flashing on there. But anyway, for this one I used business cards, because you know how when you order business cards they send you a go billion of them, and there's no way I could ever and really pass out this many. So what I did for this little one was I just took two business cards, I trimmed them off a little bit, decorated the other side, and created my plastic envelope, and made this little one just to see how it would come out. So this is pretty much kind of what we're going to do today. Only the one we're going to do today is going to look much better than this one, because on this one I used washi tape and the business cards, and just fooling around to see what I could come up with and create. Aside from the fact that plastic is clear and it's easy to lose it on your desk, it is also slippery, and that's one of the things that makes it a little hard to work with. But we can get used to that. First thing I'm going to do is cut off the edges of this, because we're not going to need them for this project. So I'm trying to be careful that I don't crack it. And sometimes it will try to crack on you. So I'm going to cut off this all the way around, because I want this to be flat. And there we go. And once that is gone and you have a fairly flat surface, let me see if I can, the plastic keeps picking up this light, and that's probably bothersome. Anyway, let me see if I can turn this down a little bit. It's hard. So now I'm going to trace the one that I have cut already onto this one. And I'm going to use a magic, I'm going to use a marker, because I can just clean that off later. But I'm going to have to tape this so it doesn't slide around when I'm trying to trace it. Okay, I think I've got that pretty well. And I'm going to take this marker And this gives me my line to cut. There we go. And I can just basically take some alcohol and cut that, and wash that off when I'm done. Now, a lot of times I cut this with my mat knife. At least I will start cutting it with my mat knife. And then once I have weakened it enough, I'll go with the scissors. But the mat knife will give me a much cleaner line. I'm going to remove this from the top. I keep painter's tape at all times because it serves me well for all kinds of little projects like this. Okay, I have it pretty flat, but where it's not flat, and I need it to be flat, let me finish cutting off this edge. And yeah, cut off this one. I don't want to disrupt my square. Did a little bit. Okay, I'll show you how I generally do this. And we'll see how it works here. I think I did disrupt my square a little bit. But this is what I generally do. And it'll take about 12 passes. So I'm going to speed this up because it'll take about 12 passes to make a deep enough groove in the plastic that I can then either break it or just cut it. Let's see, what do we have here? Okay, there we go. That's a nice straight bend. So now I can take the scissors and see it's starting. Yeah, it's starting to break. So I can just take the scissors here, if the scissors will behave and cooperate. Okay. All right, there's that side. Yay, okay, that's done. So I'm going to do the same thing with the other 3 sides, and I will do that off camera. Now that you've seen how I do it, you don't need to watch me cut all 4 sides. So I'll get it all trimmed up, then I'll be right back. Okay, now that these are cleaned off, I've cleaned them off, and I'm putting them together to try to be sure that they match up the way they should. And just in case they need to be trimmed, and looks like they might need to be trimmed a little bit right up the top, and a little bit on the side. That's where my wonderful painter's tape comes in again. I'm going to tape these together and do a final trim to make sure that they are the same size and that they match up. I don't know if you can see, but this needs just to be trimmed a bit, and this needs to be trimmed a bit. So I'm going to trim those down, and then we will get back to, then we'll get to our project. Well, I mean the fun part of our project, the pretty part of our project. So let me trim this, and I'll be right back. Okay, here we are, and this is I guess what I call the cute part of the project. Now, this is going to be on my dishwasher to let us know whether it needs to be unloaded or loaded or whatever. So I have consulted with the family, and I guess we should say maybe one side for clean and one side for dirty. We did discuss other things. We discussed load or unload. Load and unload sounds like it would be better. But anyway, whatever. Okay, so one of these will be for when the dishes are clean, and one will be for the dishes are dirty. And I will decide after I get them all done what wording I will use. But okay, now I have die cuts that I have had for years, and so I pulled them out, and I found this. It's dishes. Isn't that sweet? Okay, and this nice little flower, so fresh, clean dishes. So I thought I would just kind of put these together. I already sprayed these. Thought I would put this here. And these little 5 by 5 inch squares are made from, are cut from something called Color Aid. And I didn't think they still made Color Aid, but I checked and see, and they still do. And they have very, very vivid colors of all descriptions. So you might want to look those up. Now, this is for the not clean dishes. And for this, I'm doing, I don't know if you ever look at the, at the foodie magazines, and they have all these plates and plates of food and this and that and the other. And so sometimes if you pile them up just right, it can look like dirty dishes. So that's what I'm kind of use for here. So it looks like dirty dishes. And this one with the fork sticking out, that really looks the part. So, okay, there we go. And I have to consider the fact that the, that the temperature changes with the dishwasher. So in light of that, I am going to probably give these a staple. I have a small stapler, but I don't know how long and how well the glue will hold with the temperature changes. I'm going to trim this down, trim this off of here. So you don't need that. And okay, so after I show you how to finish up our little pocket, we will insert these, and we will insert these back to back like this. But first I will decide on the wording I am to use. Will it be clean, dirty? Will it be empty, fill, empty, fill? Woo, we'll see. I don't know. Anyway, okay, so as you can see, I've started punching these holes out at the bottom. And since I've decided that they're about 1/2 inch, they're not perfect, but they're about a half inch apart. And so then I've marked these sides for where the holes need to go for there. So I'm going to finish punching these. Now I punched this out first so I could tape them together. Remember how the plastic will slide apart if we're not careful. So anyway, let me punch these out along here, and then we will sew them together. I'll be right back. Okay, now I've finished decorating my clean side and dirty side. And I have a tiny little stapler. It's like I said, I'm not sure how the glue on these will respond to the heat temperature. So I'm going to put a tiny little staple there and a tiny little staple here. And it might not be the nicest aesthetic, but just to be certain that things stay stuck, that's why I'm doing this. Okay, so I'm going to put them back to back, clean and the dirty. And I will put this to the side or up here right now. And now I hesitate to, I'll try to hold this so that the light doesn't keep reflecting off of it. I have got my ribbon, and all I'm going to do is sew this ribbon through all these holes and basically make this into a little jacket for our clean and dirty sign. So I don't know, most people know how to sew, but this is small ribbon and big needle. So I'll just get started on this And when I get all the way around, I'll come back. All right, now that I've got my ribbon all threaded through, it's time to insert our signs. So to make sure that they stay together, at least while I'm getting ready to put them in their little envelope, I'm just going to put a little bit of tape on them. Make sure they're facing the same way, and lay them down. Okay, give them a nice little press. And now is the time to see if they will go into their envelope, or will I have to trim them? Let me see. I sure hope they will. I do not want to have to trim these suckers. Oh, ooh, it'd be nice to put them in the right way, wouldn't it? Yes, it would. Okay, are you going to fit? Yay! Yes, it did. It fit. It fits. So far, so good. So far, so good. Put it in there carefully. Scoot, 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 scoot. Scoot, scoot, scoot. There we go. Okay. There's our clean side. And there's our dirty side. So, this is what I will put on our dishwasher. I'll just kind of tie the top up here. Cut the string, or cut the ribbon. Okay. And that's our project. Now all I have to do is hang it on the dishwasher and let the family know that we have a new sign for whether we should put in dirty dishes. Because, you know, sometimes the dishes are clean in the dishwasher and somehow nobody gets around to emptying it. So now if we flip it over, say, okay, folks, it's clean. It's clean. Let's get them out of there. Okay. All right. If you've liked this little project, and I hope you have, it's a pretty easy one, and it's fun, and it does recycle some plastic. Give me a thumbs up, and please subscribe, and come back and craft with me again. Bye-bye.